On July 26, 1956, Egyptian President Gamal Abdel Nasser nationalized the Suez Canal, igniting a geopolitical firestorm that permanently altered the balance of global power and signaled the end of traditional European imperial dominance in the Middle East. Born in 1918, Nasser rose through the ranks of the Egyptian military, driven by a fierce desire to reclaim national sovereignty and secure the necessary funding for the ambitious Aswan High Dam project after Western powers withdrew their financial support. Before his political ascent, Nasser served as a dedicated officer, gaining critical experience during the 1948 Arab-Israeli War, which deeply influenced his conviction that Egypt must control its own resources to achieve true independence and regional influence. Nasser's motivation to nationalize the canal stemmed from a desperate need for revenue, viewing the Suez Canal Company, an entity controlled by British and French shareholders, as a symbol of colonial exploitation that hindered Egypt's economic and developmental potential. During the mid-1950s, the world was gripped by the intensifying Cold War, as the United States and the Soviet Union competed for influence in the Middle East, while Britain and France struggled to maintain their waning grip on colonial assets. Nasser's rise to power was marked by his charismatic leadership and his ability to mobilize nationalist sentiment, culminating in his dramatic announcement at Alexandria that effectively challenged the existing international order and the strategic interests of Western powers. The major obstacle Nasser faced was the secret Protocol of Sèvres, a clandestine agreement between Britain, France, and Israel, aimed at regaining control of the canal through a coordinated military invasion of the Sinai Peninsula. The Suez Canal, a 120-mile artificial waterway, serves as the Mediterranean entrance at Port Said and the Red Sea exit at the Gulf of Suez, acting as the shortest maritime route between Europe and Asia. On October 29, 1956, Israel launched Operation Kadesh, invading the Sinai, followed by British and French aerial bombardments of Egypt on October 31, which sought to force Nasser's hand and re-establish international oversight of the vital maritime passage. The decisive military action saw the canal blocked by 40 scuttled ships, effectively halting all maritime traffic for months and forcing an international crisis that threatened to escalate into a broader conflict involving the Soviet Union. Despite the military pressure, Nasser displayed remarkable resilience, refusing to surrender control of the canal even as his forces faced superior firepower, ultimately leveraging the international outcry to force a ceasefire under United Nations pressure. The cost of the conflict was immense, with significant infrastructure damage to Port Said and the loss of lives, but the political sacrifice paid off as Nasser emerged as a hero of the Arab world. The immediate aftermath saw the withdrawal of British and French forces by November 6, 1956, as United States President Dwight D. Eisenhower threatened to sell off British pound sterling reserves to force a total British retreat. Nasser received widespread recognition across the Middle East, cementing his status as a pan-Arab leader and proving that a developing nation could successfully defy the established colonial powers of the 20th century. This crisis fundamentally changed the global order, signaling the decline of Britain as a superpower and demonstrating that international waterways were now subject to the sovereign control of the nations through which they flowed. Today, the Suez Canal remains a vital artery of global trade, handling 12% of world commerce and 30% of global container traffic, proving that its strategic importance has only grown in the modern era. A fascinating fact is that the 2021 Ever Given blockage of the canal demonstrated the extreme fragility of modern supply chains, costing the global economy an estimated $9.6 billion in trade every single day. The story of Suez and Hormuz inspires us because it highlights the enduring necessity of diplomacy in managing the world's most critical maritime choke points, where a single incident can trigger a global economic crisis. In the Persian Gulf, the Strait of Hormuz became a flashpoint following the 1979 Iranian Revolution, which deposed the Shah and shifted the regional security architecture, leading to the 1980s tanker war. During the Iran-Iraq War, over 500 ships were attacked, prompting the United States to implement Operation Earnest Will, which involved reflagging Kuwaiti tankers as American vessels to provide them with the protection of the U.S. Navy. On April 18, 1988, the U.S. Navy executed Operation Praying Mantis, destroying significant portions of the Iranian Navy in the largest surface combat action since World War II, following the mining of the USS Samuel B. Roberts. The legacy of these events is enshrined in the Carter Doctrine, which states that any attempt by an outside force to gain control of the Persian Gulf will be regarded as an assault on vital American interests.